Hello, most esteemed viewers. My name is Jekyllstein Gray, and welcome to another episode of Jekyllstein Gray Plays, or Jekyllstein Gray Replays, where I'm going to be doing the entire, I'm going to do all of To the Moon. Got a lot to get through, so I'm just going to get started and then do some housekeeping while you see the opening cutscene. Just a content warning. Going to be talking about SIA, Autism Speaks, and violence against neurodivergent people. So just know that exists. That's what I'm talking about. Also, I might talk about transphobia or misogyny or racism. I'm not sure because I haven't. I'm just flying off the cuff here. So, and I probably will cry. I'm feeling I'm much more susceptible to crying right now. I might not, but anyway. So here you have the intro. My criticism of the opening cutscene and opening hours of the game, or not hours, opening start part of the game, remains the same. I still think it picks up eventually, but I don't know how I would change it, but, we do get these charming introductions to these characters. So he ran over the squirrel and hit the car. Oh. Alright, yeah, we'll hit a tree and ruin the car. Don't worry, it's a company car. I owe my soul to the company car. And if he's more, as we all know, if he's more of a cat person, that means he doesn't care about any other baby animals. Equipment from the car. I'm trying to remember where I first heard about this game. I think it was just I think it was very Sorry. I think it was just Indie Game Searchlight made a video on it, and a bunch of people, it was one of those everyone. I'd always heard about it from various indie game groups, but it's almost it's weird to imagine that there was a point of this in time where I hadn't even played this game, hadn't even heard of it before. Maybe it's a security system. Cucumbers, we don't have time for this fluff. So I think last time. Oh man, I went back and saw which doctor I chose last time. So I chose Dr. Watts during my last video series, so I'm going to do Dr. Rosaline this time. I think I pushed it out of the way. I have never tried this one. I always want to, but I never have. So, why is the cursor's moving around really slowly. Don't know why that is. Find a branch. Find a branch. A branch will do. I forgot that you actually had to physically look for it. Those are. I wonder if these birds. I think it seems like they were designed specifically to work with the logo. I do also want to do a video on the mini-sodes and A Bird Story and Finding Paradise. I think this says a lot about my relationship with this franchise. These games that I'm doing a replays video on To the Moon before I do a plays video on Finding Paradise and the A Bird Story and all that. So, and also just get out of the way. I'm recording this on February 11th of 2021. I'm trying to, this is the day before Music comes out. Sia's a movie that everyone's hating on for good reason. I kind of wanted to do this just as a response, maybe to give some hope to my fellow autistic people. To show why, not just why Sia's movie is bad, but what what a good example of autistic representation looks like. Spoiler alert, one of the main characters is autistic. It's not that big of a spoiler. They didn't actually say it, and I'll get into why I like that later, but she's autistic. I could do better. Sorry, what else was I going to say? Shut up. Let's see. I actually don't like coffee very much. I think I talked about this in one of my Night in the Woods videos, but, it doesn't taste very good to me. I also take medicine that, like, acts kind of like caffeine, so I can't drink a lot of it. So yeah, I also really like their dynamic and how it actually is deeper than just the standard, hyper competent female colleague and goofball male colleague. I always thought they were lighthouses. Oh, I'm probably gonna cry at that part. So Dr. Watson, Dr. Rosen, yeah, Dr. Livingstone, I presume. Oh yeah, I'm also, here, one of my high school acquaintances / friends that I sent this to. One of the other reasons, or just, if you're wondering, every time I have a breakthrough, sorry, I'm gonna go on a little tangent here. Every time I have a little breakthrough in the way I see, and the way I in my relationship with my with the autistic part of my identity, a lot of times I'll go back to this game and find that that maps on to what I'm experiencing. So this game is sorry. I find that it maps onto a lot of what I'm experiencing. There's a specific part of this game that I can remember that I want to talk about at a certain point, but that's much later in the game. Sarah and Tommy. Johnny is our man. It's actually, when I think of the Johnny, I guess I picture someone younger, but I also don't think of it as, like, if someone said an old man Johnny, I'd be like, yeah, it's anyway. Let's see. One thing I want to mention, when I was doing my old homework communism videos, with last semester, with my professor, he said there's this weird trend in a lot of these games to have missing or some female characters, in relation to the male characters, and that being a burden on them, I think he Firewatch, Before I Forget, Gray Skies, Dark Waters, a lot of the stuff we played there, and it was one of the things where it's like, how did I not see that before? And the reason I'm mentioning this here is because this game actually is a subversion of a lot of that. I read it more via the neurodivergent side, but I think there's also a gendered aspect here. Well, again, we'll get into that later. Let's see. Is meteoroid a scientific term? I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna set it down. We got a lot to get to, and I also want to do some of the more optional stuff during the I want to do some of the more optional stuff during the beginning that I didn't get to last time, because a big part of this is I want to see what I missed during the last playthrough. No worries, we're the experts. Oh crap. Standard procedures, just keeping you on your toes. I can totally, I kind of like Dr. Watts, to be honest. I can also totally see how Eva would be annoyed working with him. Any wish, huh? Try at least. But we always succeed because we're awesome. It's the wish. The moon. The moon? He wants to go to the moon. The geezers just keep on getting crazier, huh? So can you do it? It depends. She meant to say yes. Why don't you tell us about our client here? I don't really know much. Johnny's an odd man. Through the 2 years that I've worked here, he rarely spoke. He worked as a craftsman for most of his life, and his wife passed away 2 years ago. There's so much of this that's just like so much amazing foreshadowing that they keep. I mean, because like I remember when I first played it, you know, I didn't even remember. You know, wife passed away. Okay, you know, this is supposed to be all fluff, especially since the craftsman thing doesn't really come up. But when you look back on it, it's like, oh, they're setting up this stuff. Shush, do your thing. Well, suppose if you look around the house, you may find some more info. Suppose Johnny wouldn't mind since he signed for you two. So be it. Dr. Rosaline, because I am almost positive that I did Dr. Watts last time. Do continue. I honestly always felt this segment worked better for Dr. Rosaline. Oh, sorry, for Dr. Watts. Like, I don't know. Well, I guess it's not a big deal. And I guess I like the choice, although it is kind of weird that the game like starts off having a ton of it's not ticking. The game starts off having a lot of like different branching choices, and then those all but disappear later on. I'm not saying there should have been more because the game has a very specific story that it wants to tell, and it's really good at telling it. But it's kind of strange that it opens with like there's like quite a few different permutations of how this opening can go, and a lot of it is just inconsequential. $1 trillion. Yeah. When you're a kid, any money is a lot of money. And so, it might as well be $1 trillion if you're asking for a bribe. But they really want the candy cane. Wait, I don't think... Oh, well. Again, like, I feel like she would be like a... No. I feel like she would be more of a, don't cut the crap. Maybe not, though. I don't know. It's almost like it was deliberately placed up there so no one could reach it. Terrible calories. What are you... There we go. Sometimes the movement in this game can be a bit awkward, but if that's like one of the only... Especially because this isn't, like, there's basically no combat. There isn't any combat. I'll explain why I said basically in a minute. And if you've only seen my last video, which I would tell you, I would encourage you, that's what I wanted to say. I would encourage you to go play the game for yourself, but, if you've only seen my last video on the subject, you might be wondering why. And, yeah. So, I don't know. The way they talk about the room and the results of River's behavior is, actually, it's pretty, like, it kind of reminds me of a line from Randolph Bourne's Handicapped, that which is an essay that I absolutely love. You know, it's feels like it could have been written about me, like this hypothetical person, which is kind of sad, you know, because It was written almost over a century ago. There's a line, as a child he is a stranger in a strange land. And I was like, yeah, like, the way those kids talk comes across as certainly not mean-spirited, but if River could hear them, she would probably not be very happy. It would probably hurt her feelings. And the colors of that beautiful fabric. I have never seen anything like it in my life. They all tried to conceal their disappointment at not being able to see the clothes. A child, however, who had no important role and could only see things as his eyes showed them to him, went up to the carriage. But he hasn't got anything on, the child said. Don't talk nonsense, his father reprimanded. But the boy's remark, which has been heard by the bystanders. I feel like that should have been had. Again, if this is something that's worth commenting upon, it's a really good game. Then again, I probably would have commented on it no matter what game it was. Anyway, repeat it over and over. Dusklight, tale of a girl who fell in love with a zombie who emitted the smell of daisies when shot. Yeah, so Twilight. I want to do a video on Sarah Zed's new video about how everyone's into Twilight again. This does feel like the 2010, Twilight's at the, this came out in 2010, 2011. Twilight's it's super popular still, and everyone's, and making fun of it is cool. Pilgrim's Guide to Origami, Wikipedia. Okay, so origami. I don't really want to read all of that. Again, they are foreshadowing. What do you have to say? Oh, these kids are kind of terrible, to be honest. They'll probably. I mean, it's probably just. They'll probably get better. Let's see. Animorphs. Again, lots of foreshadowing. I don't think you can open that chest. Although now I'm like, is there a key? Can I find the key? And I've got the key. Colored papers again. Foreshadowing. Let's see. Again, some of this, like, the opening makes it almost feels like, oh, it's an RPG maker, so we need to have locked doors and keys, and, well, again, we'll get to that later. Broken music box. Poke it. What are platypuses? What's their deal? I don't know. So again, like you've got this room full of bunnies. You've got this sinister music. Everyone's weirded out. Again, this is a deliberate subversion. This is a deliberate setup of expectations to be subverted. So last time, out in an attempt to make things, to streamline things, I didn't go to the lighthouse, but I do want to go. I do want to check it out. I actually can't remember the last time I did this segment. I can't remember. I've played this game so many times. It's like, okay, so just for the record, this game's like 3.5, 4 hours for a full playthrough. I've got 30 hours of this logged on Steam. Oh, I love this game so very much, Steam viewers. Let's see. So I usually play it like about twice a year. Forgot my parachute. And they're moving really fast. Oh, I can't wait for Imposter Factory. It getting delayed was... I mean, I don't blame Mr. Gao for delaying it. Aww. Ah! I love this, like, super melodramatic music. Oh, who could have been so cruel? And I'm making fun, but I love over-the-top melodramatic tragedies. One of my favorite movies is Moulin Rouge. Also, the Novelty Beach Ball is amazing, Sarah. Let's see. Not me. Yeah, so they're like RPG Maker. No, she's not cool enough to do it. Hey, don't. I mean, this feels like something Neil would do. Rosaline, this doesn't. I mean, it doesn't feel super out of character. The word choice feels kind of right, but also like, I don't know. It's strange. I feel like she would have more maturity to be like, yeah, right. You know, these kids are saying that not doing RPGs is is uncool. You know. So here we have here's what I've been alluding to. You know, here's a like, oh, fake joke. Like we need something to justify the fact that this is an RPG maker. I love these. I think these have the same response to everything. Oh. These kids are like, I don't know. Yeah, let's look at this happen. These kids are kind of jerks, to be honest. Again, maybe it's just they're at an insufferable age. I don't know. So here we have the opening. I just realized this is like straight up the opening from the game. You know, the title screen and all that. I don't think I usually go up here. It's been a while since I did this part. Let's see, River E. Wiles. Rip River. The best fictional river of all time, and that's beating out River from Firefly. So you know that's saying a lot. So I forgot that the different colored rabbit was in this one. So there's more foreshadowing here. Oh man, Odd Hobby is my middle name. Again, I love that. Oh, Dear Esther. Dear Esther was another example of that. Like, those that like because it scares the monsters away. Come on, hey, man. Like I don't care. Just move it. So. Sorry. I got a dying client or anything. Yeah. Of course you are, because I'm competent. He is good at his job. He's just, kind of doesn't take his job super seriously. Although, again, like, they present all these surface-level tropes. Dear Esther, that's what I was talking about. Dear Esther is another example of the, like, absent wife motivating the male character, things like that. All right, here we go. Again, this is a subversion. There's a lot of subverted tropes here. All right, so this is really where the game starts to pick up. Although the mystery is, you kind of get interested when you see all the rabbits and the platypus and all those things. Yeah, so we're gonna start here. And I love the little digital filter. This game, you basically go backwards through this guy's life. I've heard this described very succinctly as Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind meets Inception and meets Memento. And I can definitely see that. Let's see. So I think that note is in here. If we press this, we can go to items. That's not it. Notes. So the clocks in Johnny's house don't tick. And here we've got Fort River. I wonder if this is actually the sheet music, or if they just like threw up a image and put Fort River on it. I would imagine, my guess was that it is the actual sheet music, because it's because like, you know, it's the song that was written for this game, so it's not like they wouldn't know what the sheet music is. And this game is generally really, you know, detail oriented and stuff. So then again, maybe not. I don't know. I don't really care. I also have like no idea how to read sheet music, so even though I could hum For River until the cows come home, I still don't know how to read it on music. It's actually something I want to learn how to do eventually. Not right now. I've got enough on my plate right now. What a pleasant surprise. You don't get many visitors around here. My name is Dr. Eva Rosaline, and this is Dr. Von Matterhorn, Dr. Lorenzo Von Matterhorn. I've heard some criticisms of how these characters interact. I'll address them later. Sigmund Energy of Life Generation. So Sigmund Freud, I think is what they're named after. I feel okay, guys. Come on, there's got to be a better way of introducing him to this concept than just freezing his caretaker. Contract from the relative future. Don't. I mean, is it really? I mean, we're all programs. Like to paraphrase Picard. We're all machines, just of a different type. You are here to take me to the moon, aren't you? Title drop. Suppose I had a good run. Not good enough, it seems. I mean, that's why you called them, isn't it? You know. So can you do it? Can you take me to the moon? We can't, but you might be able to. Again, this kind of reminds me of the Inception idea of, like, you can't just fiddle around with someone's mind, and you have to actually, like, understand what's going to make them want to do this. I don't know. Oh man, how many, I'm actually even curious how many of these clients have, like, something super embarrassing that they have to, like, get this program to admit. I don't know, because we never see what the clients are normally like. You know, John and I think his name is Colin in Finding Paradise are all very atypical, ironically, clients of theirs. Nevertheless, Johnny, here's what we will do. We need to get into your childhood, but it's too distant to do so in one memory hop. Thus, we will need to traverse your memories with gradual backward leaps, which you've given us the permission to do in the relative future. Once we lay down the waypoints in your childhood memories for direct access, we will return here. That's when you'll need to help us influence the childhood you to become an astronaut, or to get on a giant catapult. The point is, you'll need to have more to say than I just don't know. As long as you take me to the moon, so he doesn't know why he wants to go to the moon, but he wants to go to the moon with every fiber of his being. Good. Now, in order to leap to a memory, we need an item that is of importance to you. Was this game? I'm trying to figure out. I don't know why I'm thinking about this. Memento. I feel like that's a deliberate reference. I feel like this. I'm wondering if this game was made before Unity became really accessible. I'm wondering why RPG Maker. You know, especially like RPG Maker, but not a JRPG. So I've never been able to get it 100% perfect in this game. Maybe this will be the time though. Who knows? Alright, so then we activate it. I mean, yeah, it's kind of part of the job. Apparently, in the minisodes, I've heard about this, but I haven't actually played the minisodes. I want to rectify that soon. But apparently in the minisodes, it is revealed that in universe, like Sigmund Agency is actually really controversial, and I can kind of see why. Yeah. So he's doing both the melody and he's doing both the melody and the. It's like 4 o'clock as I'm recording this. Again, I think that's a very odd having a lot of rabbits is a form of psychopathy. I don't know. Again, I'm invested in this, and let's see. Okay, so we gotta find memory links. So the so there's the memento. So yeah, so this is the bulk of the game. You know, it's kind of a nice change of pace. You know, you just gotta, you just go around, find memory orbs. You know, and it's a cool little framing device. I don't know. That's what I think. So the Emperor's New Clothes is very relevant to the story here. We will see. We'll talk about that later, probably way too extensively. Let's see. I mean, not a million, because it would be dust, but it is very old. Let's see. Whee! Hadouken! I haven't actually ever played a Street Fighter game. It's just one of those osmosis things. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Dr. Watts hadn't played a Street Fighter game. It is always annoying to me. I kind of wish there was an option, and this is a super minor complaint, but I kind of wish there was an option to I kind of wish there was an option in this game to just like turn off the tutorials. Again, because you can just like click through them really fast, it doesn't really matter, and I'm glad that they're there for people who, especially since I've found that like this is a really good game to introduce to people who don't usually play games. Because it's short, you don't need to like do complicated, button settings. It's very good story, yeah. Just enjoy the scenery, seemingly straight out of the Reigns of Castamere. Oh. It's finished, River. Like you, I'll be able to watch over her every day. She won't be alone anymore. Might never understand why, but I stay true to your wish. I'm sure Anya is grateful to you too. I'm gonna, when I'm gone, I'm gonna be bragging on Johnny a lot as time goes on. I will just want to say that I do actually feel for him, and I think he is a very complicated character with a lot of interesting nuance. Who are you? My name's Eva. I was just passing by. I don't think he's not gonna remember. I think they say that it's not like they're extrapolating this They're extrapolating his memories into programs, but they're not writing it into his brain. So this doesn't actually change his... Her name is River. This doesn't change his brain. It's a special name. Well, that's, again, very specific. Didn't need to happen. She didn't need to do it. She didn't say she needed to do it. But she wanted to. I don't even understand. I can't say I completely understand either. Oh, this soundtrack is so good. So good. I was actually listening to the Reigns of Castamere yesterday, and and there were a bunch of comments on the video I was playing it on that were like, I want to play this at my wedding, and I was like, I kind of do too. If you don't get it, don't worry about it. Let's see. You just know he was like, now's my chance. Kamehameha Hadouken. Wait, no, that's what he actually says. I want him to do. Anyway, the moment's ruined now. Quiet contemplation can actually, and sometimes that's what you want, you know. Actually, part of me now just wants her to be thinking, like secretly thinking something super nerdy, but like not saying it. Yeah, I know. I just noticed that the text goes to the bottom there rather than just disappearing. This script is interesting, the like computer code, because it does look a lot like real code, but I'm assuming most of it's bullcrap. But again, like, these people know what code looks like because they're making the game. I think it was mostly made by Can Gao. I think he's kind of like a Toby Fox figure, where he was the primary figure, but there was a lot of other people involved too. So here we get River, my favorite character maybe ever. Play for your operation while just enough left for it, so don't you worry. River's like, don't BS me, man. That's what you call it, right? No, I'm sure we can just stop it. I just noticed I'm hearing heartbeats. I think. Like when you lie. Yeah, she's had to put up with enough lies. Yeah. I'm sure she was good at calculating the finances. She isn't even... Again, I won't blame you if this seems absolutely insane at first. Like, why she would do this. They'll explain it, at least on some level. Part of me still doesn't understand it, but part of me is also like, it's her autonomy. She gets to decide. It's funny how much of this is vague. You know, River's condition... Well, River's condition is not super vague. It's not explicitly stated to be autism. Whoops. I don't know what just happened. I'll tap there. Well, it's good to know that it is recording. And it looks like the audio mix is okay. So... The... But, like, her illness is vague because it's not really important. It's not... It's implied to be something akin to cancer. In fact, I've talked to one person who said this part resonated with him because he had a friend that died of cancer. Speak to her, visit her, speak to her, comfort her. Don't want her to be alone anymore. I think this is symbolic, without getting too much into spoiler territory, because I don't want to just, like, straight up... Although, yeah, I think this is a symbolic thing. Happy. I'll be happy. And she also is trying to get him to remember. what she wants him to remember. We'll see. I made this. Tell me what it is. What? Just tell me what it is. It's a rabbit like all the others you made. What else? It's made of paper. What else? Oh, she's trying. All the rest is blue. Good. What else? Look, River. I wrote a song. It's for you. Okay. Would you like to hear it? Again, there's so many little touches. It's like, yes, I understand. Because I'm sure neurotypicals would be like who's interacting with autistic people could sympathize with him, like implying something and then not. But from my perspective, all he said was, "I wrote something for you," and she's like, yes, She also is good with blunt honesty, but I like that. She's being blunt, but she's not being an a-hole. I want to do a video about Where'd You Go, Bernadette, a movie that I think is really good, is way better than people say. Because Bernadette in that is pretty neurodivergent. It's not nearly as explicit as River here, but Bernadette is very Bernadette is very unless what Bernadette is very blunt and does not tolerate people's bullcrap, but again, she's also not doing the Sherlock Holmes thing of just, I hate everybody, like not being a jerk. You're too manly for this. Oh, I should have. Oh well. Let's see. I think this is actually what I ended up doing last time too. It's I accidentally clicked on that choice. Yeah. Just find a friend to do it. Like, all this could have been avoided if America had a single-payer healthcare system like every other industrialized nation that got rich off of imperialism. Also, just to point out, same thing with Breaking Bad. C4. There we go. Oh, this music is so good! It's so good, especially the opening theme and Everything's Alright. Finally! Let's see. Hey, they're building the house. So this is probably the closest we get to him being a craftsman is him being a craftsman being relevant. Oh yeah, Beth saw the cliff, and yeah, he's agoraphobic. Something that I can sympathize with. I'm only afraid of heights if I'm like high up and like on a cliff or something. Like Angel's Landing in Zion's is something I can't deal with. That national park. This is what I'm saying. Zion. Anyway, this is a really powerful scene. This is the scene that really, I said it before. It was like getting punched in the gut, but in a good way. Like it was like, oh, I can't believe I've been craving it. Anyway, well, your favorite, right? Are they though? I heard about River. Will she be okay? Medical bills. Just relieved she'll be okay, but don't know what this place means to her. She's going to be heartbroken. Help, but Ted and I have been barely getting by since the market crashed. What are you gonna do now? I'm gonna tell her we can make it. That we can afford anything. Oh boy. This is maybe the first line that makes me really mad at him. She didn't lie to her. Thank you, Isabel. You need to give her the choice, though. She really wants. Really just like when you neurotypicals thinking. Like, this is the line. This will make me go. I've talked about this in the last video, so I'm not going to harp on it too much, but like it means a lot to me. Again, they never explicitly say autistic, but they do everything short of explicitly saying it. What about me, Isabel? See, you are allowed to be selfish, but I don't think you've been being unselfish this whole time. We'll get into that later. Don't want to be alone. I'm actually kind of curious what it would be like to be playing this game for the first time. Because so much of this is just like, I see what's going on, but this is probably really confusing to people who haven't played it like 8 times, like I'm doing. It's arrogant. I don't care. Where are you going? I'm going to pick something from this cliff to bring back to her. At least give her some comfort. I don't know if it would, dude. I mean, it's a nice gesture, sure, and it's not going to do any harm, so you might as well, but I don't think, like, she doesn't seem like the type to think that flowers would make things better. I don't know. He said it's called Everything's Alright. It isn't. This one always annoyed me, honestly. You have this super emotional scene and you got this good music box, and I always had trouble figuring out where these like ordinarily it's like, this is the first time. I mean, again, it tells you get memory links from exploration after you've already gotten one from exploration, so you might as well not even say it. Either just tell me so I'll know to explore, or don't, or just give it to me and I'll be like, oh, anyway, not a big deal. I will say that this music box actually does kind of get annoying to me after a while. Let's see. If you're with me, then everything's all right. If you're with me, then everything. Apologies for my singing. I just really want to sing, but I'm also not very good at it, so. So here's a bit of a mood change. So you guys are really going for it, huh? Yep. The construction starting in just a few months. It's a bit of a squeeze, so we had to split the payment. But with financing, we'll make do. How wonderful, having your dream house built at such a beautiful site. You had your wedding at the lighthouse near there all these years ago, didn't you? That's not all that's special about it. We have a long history with that place. Well, it's good to have some news at a get-together for once. Yeah, seriously. Cheers and congratulations, you two. Hey, cheers. Honestly, the idea of any good news at all is kind of... like, explicitly good news, not just not bad news, or slightly better news, is very... it feels unrealistic as right now. Sure been a while. Oh man. That's actually something, we'll get into that more, but that's actually something, it's so funny because like there was apparently someone, like one of my sister's friend's sister, so someone who was a bit older than my sister and her friend who's in my grade, and she said like said about me that apparently that I'm really quiet. And it's funny because like anyone who like I can talk for days, but it is true that in a lot of situations I'm very, like in certain situations, we'll get into this a lot more later, but I'm very like reserved around people I don't know very well. No, you're not the bad. I mean, I get that he's joking. He doesn't really think that, but he's not the bad guy. He's not. It's just that she doesn't know him very well, and yeah, that thing from back then. Yeah. Again, this is something that'll be explained later. Something bugs me. She's making the rabbits. So this is the first part where we know that she's making the rabbits. Let's see. Wait, he's got a kid? That's actually one thing I've always wondered is why Johnny and River don't have kids. Not in a like, you need to be, you need to procreate type of way, but just curious as to whether it was whether they just both didn't want any, or whether River couldn't have kids, or anyway, I don't know. It's the same thing. Yeah. Almost as if she wants. Again, this is foreshadowing. Again, it's not. They're starting to hint that there's reasons why she's doing this. It's not just she's crazy, Even he admits that he thinks there's something there. Since you talked to her about it, but got nothing. Well, I'm certainly not one to inquire. Not one to inquire. I've never heard people use that phrase. I've known you since middle school, and you were notorious for overthinking. That's actually one of the things I relate about with Johnny the most. I'm terrible about overthinking things. Usually when someone says that, something's always wrong. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You're probably right. Probably. I'm always right, John. I will admit, I actually find Nick, I think that's his name, to be pretty interesting. It's a confined memory and there's no mementos anywhere. So here we have a bit of a tone shift. So I feel like this is a good part to talk about it. So a friend of mine told me once that he after he played this game that he really liked it, but he felt like the comedic elements undercut the writing. Like it felt like the writers couldn't trust their own emotions. I think that's certainly true in some parts. There is some tonal yo-yoing, but again, considering how these are guys both, Watts uses humor to deflect from the morbidity of his job, and considering how the doctors aren't, actually how the thematic roles of the way they talk and stuff, I don't know. I think it works better, personally. Hey there, can I get you anything? Hello. I love this spell with an eye. I actually don't think I've ever noticed that before. Can I get a bottle of pickled olives, please? Sure, cash or credit. Just put it on my tab. I feel like spending big today. Ugh. But there's no way to, like, how else are we supposed to do it? Oh boy. Pickled olives, so I don't like olives and I don't like anything pickled. So I feel for Neil here. I think he actually does in the second game in Fighting Paradise, but I can't remember how. That's how we got our first toaster. Saving the amazingness of pickled olives. It's interesting because this also feels like what autistic people are generally thought of as like going on and on and on about random things that other people aren't interested in. Which, fair enough, that does happen to us sometimes, and it does seem to be more common, but it also, we're not the only ones who do it, you know? Ugh. So I said, hey, that's not right, and they totally agreed. It's a rare occurrence, like a double rainbow, or someone on the internet saying, you know, you convinced me I was wrong. I'm finally learning to just, like, figure out who's arguing in bad faith and just ignore them online. It took me a shameful amount of time. You see it? Okay. Here it is. And freeze. Finally, dear Lord. How are the olives, Neil? Oh, shut your mouth. What is this paper? Wait, don't you dare. Come on, Eva, he's earned it. Hulk smash! Trying to get, I feel like that's like a preemptive, like, acknowledgement of the criticism that people have of this writing. Let's see. This is the rare time where you don't want to use the diagonal one. When in doubt, go diagonally here. Activation! I don't know why I said that. Oh, it's the, yeah. So now it's like middle age, so it's like old age, you know, pretty old age, you know, late, yeah, anyway. It's all burned up. This game looks so pretty. This game looks so pretty. Crikey nutcrackers! You aren't Australian. Who cares? That was my attempt to do an Australian accent. I am sincerely sorry for that, esteemed viewers, especially to any Australian esteemed viewers I've got. We're like 20 billion nanometers off the ground and standing on the damn flagpole. 20 billion. I'm actually curious as to, that sounds like it might be accurate, but I want to look into that, and I'm not going to do that while I'm recording. It's a freaking skydive. You can't stay on here, you can't get off. God, I hate it when this happens. Ava, what the fork? Second Good Place reference. Wuss. I definitely feel for Neil there. Why would they abandon her like this? Again, that feels more personal. She's just no longer needed. Needed? By ships, I mean. You know how it is, not everything has GPS and all that. Look, River. This place means a lot to me too, and I've been thinking. In our current state, things have been pretty stable. And if we save well, in a few years, we could afford to build a house on top of here. I love that they have like a quote, you know, like he's preparing to talk, and she's just like so excited. Able to see her from the window. In the morning, at night, we'd always be nearby, and we could walk here at any time. Oh, she'll never be alone again, John. I'll be able to watch over her every day. Yeah, we will. Good for them. You gotta be kidding me. It's like watching a train wreck. Yeah, that's like Eternal Sunshine stuff. But also, you're gonna go back on that later, Dr. Rosaline. Let's move on. I will take. I don't know where I was gonna put this, but I want to talk about it. I will take any excuse to write about this game. Anytime there's an assignment that like I can make it be about To the Moon, I'll write about To the Moon. You know. I mean, I don't think she wanted to decline treatment. She would have gotten both, but she thought that finishing the house would be more important to her. That's also foreshadowing. There's so much foreshadowing in this. So I guess I have to walk through both of them to get the memory orbs. Sorry. Let me think. River. Oh yeah. So once I wrote about, for an animation class, I wrote about River's character design and animation and how like brilliantly they gave her like this super bright, noticeable appearance, but then she's all like her animation is all subtle, which is basically the opposite of John. He's got super drab clothing and appearance, but is also generally more animated than she is. Not like more excited, let's see. There we go. Again, these aren't supposed to be super hard puzzles, which I'm glad for, because honestly, there's been a lot of adventure games, especially Grim Fandango, that I've like actually gotten really mad about because their puzzles are so obtuse, and I actually wouldn't necessarily call this an adventure game, kind of visual novel adventure game type thing. I don't know exactly what I would call it, but the adventure game elements are I never finished Grim Fandango for a lot of reasons. One of them was the puzzles. I really want to finish it someday though. Love the poem. With bowedy hands I hold my partner. On soulless feet we cross the floor. The music stops as if to answer. An empty knocking at the door. It seems his skin was sweet as mango when last I held him to my breast, but now we dance this grim fandango, and will 4 years before we rest. Sorry, sometimes I just want to show off my poem reciting chops. I met a traveler from an antique land who said to vast and trunkless. Alright, I'll do that later. I don't mind seeing such an episode. Me neither. It sounds pretty epic. Let's see. Oh, I'm surprised he doesn't have the same reaction. I kind of like that, because they're plain paper. The description would be the same no matter how many times you look at it. Because the idea is you're telling Eva to look into the thing, but he's obviously not going to say the same thing again. Yeah, I don't know. You went out to her haircut this early in the morning? So she cut her hair. And she's making... This is the start of the rabbits. Again, look at her eyes. That's so... I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Like, her eyes darting around, like, not Like, you know, that's how my eyes work. Like, I feel like neurotypicals don't quite understand. Like, eye contact for me is like physically uncomfortable. Like, it's like maintaining eye contact is like actually really hard for me. So that leads to problems because I'm looking away from someone and I'm still listening to what they're saying and I'm still interested. But like anyway, yeah. Tell me about that rabbit, huh? Describe the rabbit. It was yellow. What else? A bit puffy. And well, it's just a paper rabbit. I don't know how else to describe it. You're acting strange, River. Something wrong? You don't have to. No, don't tell her she's acting. Just ask her something wrong, or I don't know. She's used to it. Lord knows I am. I don't know about you, but I'm getting some inverse deja vu. Yeah. Again, they're showing it off here. I think I know of her condition, but it is rather odd even for that. You think she's... Do you? Again, the fact that they never use autistic is, I actually think is really good here. Because, again, if you look into any of the things they talk about, you know, they straight up just, like, have a book from a real life person who has written about autism. So it's very clear what it's supposed to be. But not ever explicitly saying autism means that it doesn't have the same connotation in the minds of the viewers. Let's just get it over with. I wonder if that'll be different at the end of this video. Yes, it is. Break it. Prepare the memento. Actually been doing much better on these than I usually do, and better than I've been expecting, that's for sure. Activate the memento. Oh, this music is just mwah. So good. I love that the car is transparent and you can see the platypus in it. I don't know. Again, there's all these little touches that sell that this is a digital simulacrum. I actually thought about, you know, like if I thought about what I would do if I were directing this as a movie, and which is kind of weird for a bunch of reasons. One is I have no idea how film works. That's actually maybe the only reason it's weird. But I thought about like shooting. If I was to do it, I would shoot the scenes that aren't in this, you know, simulation. I would shoot them on physical film, and then I would shoot these parts in digital film, because I feel like that's what this game's kind of doing. You know, all the stuff in the real world feels more real, you know. Anyway. Oh, this game is so good. I love this game. I can't understand that. I will never understand why people want to hike Angel's Landing. Again, I've gone to like I can go into skyscrapers and stuff, and it's fine for me. Is that why you approached me back then? Yeah. What about now? Suppose it's just a part of it. You're not supposed to know what's going on, esteemed viewers. Look, it was a long time ago. It's not too relevant now, but Izzy said I should tell you the truth. Yeah, you should. I shouldn't have tainted our first meeting like that. Hacky sack. Can you throw it as far as where Anya's at? No, you want me to try? Would you? River wasn't, but River was, anyway. Again, a lot of this will be explained later. Oh, and that little moment, there's so many little stuff, which is especially impressive considering the animation, but like, her bumping into him, like that's something I'm constantly worried about, because I've been told that I have a tendency to not understand my surroundings, and sometimes I'll bump into someone or whatever, and just having that little moment, so good. Maybe connected, probably. Yeah, because women only ever style their hair in the way that men. Anyway, yeah. See where we're going off to next. Oh, this seed. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. Again, this is actually a really good like baseline. Just out of context. Everyone with it is different, John. Just because she and I share the syndrome, I generally like the use of that word, but again, little like that's my biggest complaint about someone's about an autistic representation. Like that's a big deal for me. Again, like this is 10 years younger than Sia's movie, which is like way worse. Anyway, so it doesn't show the same head. Yeah, there's actually a lot of stuff here that I don't. Yeah. Anyway. Autism doesn't define your, I don't like it when people say, don't let it define you or whatever, because it definitely certainly affects my identity, but it's not the same. We're not all robots as much as robots tend to be autistically coded, and thus I really tend to like robotic characters. Let's see, everything was okay at first, now I'm more aloof than ever. She's not aloof, she's never really there. Starting to take it. So, I don't know. I get... Part of me is like, why don't you just go talk to her? But that's actually something I've been understanding more. We'll get into that later. Just don't know how to take it anymore. Yeah, I know I do. Being able to articulate... Yeah, exactly. Because, like... I hate just the idea of flirting... of like trying to show that you're like someone but not explicitly say it. Like I'm like if you say it out loud, if you just be blunt about it, like then you're weird. But so yeah. Anyway. I mean, yeah, I guess, but maybe you could also try and learn how she thinks and try and, meet her halfway. Why do you seem so normal, Izzy? Yeah, so that's actually rare in autistic women. I'll get into that later too. With a lot of effort. I'm actually curious about what exactly I'm actually curious about what exactly she went through. I hope for her sake it's not ABA, which is like 40 hours a week of like torture. I'm just gonna say it, like violence against autistic kids for not doing what, like not for conforming to society's bullcrap norms, but what I actually like, because like you could easily make an argument that's just about like the horror of that, which but what I like is that they go deeper into like why, like we shouldn't find more humane ways to do ABA. We should just like not do it. We should just not force autistic kids to conform to these rules, I'm an actress because I've been doing it all my life. Not only on stage, but off stage and at practically every moment. Yeah. Yeah. I'm personally somewhere halfway in between. I have had a lot of like I've had a lot of like courses and stuff about how to talk to neurotypicals, but especially more recently I've been resisting more and more because I don't want to lose who I am. Yeah. Choice by limit, bravery or cowardice. Yeah, I mean, there are days I can't stand faking anymore. It's too late. Yeah. I would honestly rather die alone esteem the orders than to be forced to become something I'm not. Again, okay, I'll just say it now. Women tend to be, of course they're going to form a parasocial bond with these people. Women tend to be socialized in different ways than men that make it harder to spot traits of autism. That's just the reason why. I don't think there is any like genetic difference. I don't think it's actually more common in men, but it's a more common diagnosis in men. So these are, I mean, yeah, but this is also like 30 years ago. How long ago was it? I mean, I can understand not memorizing these random people's faces. New rereading there. Emperor's New Clothes. All this when I was young. Still do, huh? Of course. Just for different reasons. Yeah. It's funny, I never actually made the connection. I actually liked the Edamore series, but I never made the connection to, I actually never made the connection to like that as being about social norms that I don't fall in. Haven't you read them since? I just grew out of them, I guess. I mean, everyone, I would wager everyone likes Kitsch's. I feel like this weird sense of, like, shame that things like Gravity Falls or Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated stuff, even though, like, I can point to reasons why I like them and why they're really good, and I don't judge other people for liking those things, so, I mean, I'm my own harshest judge, again, to paraphrase Randolph Bourne. They're comforting. My heart just like feels like it's like feel like I literally feel like ache in it. I don't know. Part of me just wishes I would cry. I did in the first video I recorded, but it had terrible audio. Yeah. Then I made a whole video about how anxious I was that I wasn't crying. Wait, he's your favorite character, but you don't remember his morph? Okay, I actually don't remember much about Animorphs because it's been a long time since I read them. I just know the answer from playing this game so many times. But I actually think I read on TV Tropes maybe that's actually wrong. But that's also done deliberately. They got rid of they just like, I'm trying to remember what the old covers were like. Yeah, me too. There was actually one scene I remember like legitimately disturbing me as a kid. From Animorphs. I'm not yours, you're not mine, be my anti-Valentine. That is something that River would like. That's something I like too. I'm actually recording this again 3 days before Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, incidentally, for me is like always just like I wake up, oh yeah, it's Valentine's Day. It's never affected my life before for implied reasons, but I'm sure that you can guess. Tobias Hawk, Rachel Grizzly, Jake Tiger, Marco Grilla. Oh yeah, Tobias is the one who. That's one other random thing I remember is that they. I didn't read them in order. I did read the first book eventually, I think. But I remember that Tobias, you can only stay more for like 2 hours, and then Tobias stayed longer and became a hawk, but still had a human mind. Anyway, could have just Googled it. Yeah, I mean, I see where she's coming from. I also think there's plenty of things that I could Google, but I prefer asking someone I know about because there is something fun about asking someone who knows a lot about something. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Here we go. Oh, shoot! Oh, I didn't get it perfect. Oh, well. I messed up. I also noticed that when Dr. Watts used it the first time, there was user E. Watts, or N. Watts, Neil Watts, and this time it was E. Rosaline, Ava Rosaline. Activate. I love these little transitions. I love how the focus stays on the memento, and you see where it is in both parts and times, so you can understand. It makes it feel more linked. Oh, everyone's leaving already, but I just got here. I do a lot of parties. Oh, go save your childish jabs for the insecure. Yeah, like me, for instance. I'll talk about parties later. This part always feels like there should be stuff to interact with, like more stuff to interact with than there are. So Cornelius remark he made tonight. Don't you mean the cheesiest remark? It was like, wow. I love this scene. There's a lot of interesting character stuff here. I don't know why it faded out and back in like that. Do you feel any different? Oh, they got the rings on, I mean. No. I can actually understand why she doesn't. Again, it's not... She doesn't put a lot of stock in those customs, for obvious reasons. But I can also see why he... I mean, there's a reason these customs exist. They mean things to people. Certain people, though. And it's okay to care about them, and it's okay to not care. So responsibilities, I suppose. Responsibilities. Would you like to name Anya? It's funny because, if that's the first time you heard about it, it could be, for a kid. Again, there's a reason there's a reason that she, I think there's a reason that she gives a feminine, not just a name, but a feminine pronoun to Anya. Hey, come with me. So I love it. Again, first shot of the game, but it's so iconic and I guess shot isn't the right word. There's a reason that I think this people want this to be turned into a movie. Oh boy, I know that feeling. the oof. At least you're not being expected to lead, River. But sorry. My microphone was slightly unplugged and now I'm like, oh, is my audio bad the whole time? It's probably fine. But... Oh yeah, I can see why people want this to be a movie, and I think it is still gonna be one. But the, I do. Yeah. No one. I'm thinking of that line from Data's Day, the Star Trek episode. Do they stay together until, was it Data's Day? I can't remember. And Troy's like, no, and he's like, then why do they promise that? There's a reason that this has a very film-like structure, and it's short, so it's probably one of the easiest games to turn into a movie. Mr. and I understand why Mrs., why people are emotionally attached to it. I don't agree with it, don't think it's good, but I understand it. But it's like, aside from the gender oppression, like, it's just more practical to not have to worry about someone's marriage status. The wedding. Oh yeah, what did you think it was? I'm just bad at weddings, that's all. Fluid sent to escape from my eyes. I actually have bad memories of weddings, just because the type of weddings, I don't know, I don't want to say it explicitly, because I'll just say the type of weddings I usually go to were not very interesting or fun. I'll probably make a whole video about those at some point. Juvenile. Don't like watching people like... Yeah, my thoughts exactly, Dr. Watts. Who are these? So this is... I'm assuming... Johnny's mom. I'm assuming Isabel, Nick, and... Who's this? I don't know, maybe they're just random sprites. But I definitely want to say that it's Isabel, Johnny, and in fact we might actually get that confirmed here in a second. Still little details I'm noticing and thinking about in this game after how many times. I wonder if I'll encounter another crazy bug like I did in the last video. Pretty Joey. Well, that's like... That's actually the first bit of foreshadowing you get for what is eventually revealed. Whether you call me John. You talk about your grandfather a lot. What? No, I don't. Whatever you say. Yeah, so this is Nick. Is this his aunt? I don't know. Where's the... Oh, yeah, it's the mementos down here. Again, I just feel like there's always more stuff I should be interacting with that I'm not interacting with. Let's see... Yeah, I know. I mean, it's sad. Oh, it's sad, but even River would be like, I mean, it's not. Mild spoilers. This isn't the reason. Repair. It is actually interesting. You kind of get into the loop of, doing this, and you're expecting it to stay the same forever. It doesn't. It'll eventually the thing breaks down. We'll get to that too. Something equally pretentious. Cool story, Neil. Yeah, no, that's not it either. Again, I feel like it's natural to guess this, and I like that they keep guessing and like it's not really working. Nothing sticks. Don't you look at me like that. It's like a farm and roadkill. Yeah. That would have been very bad. Oh, I like this part. So this is the sound. I keep noticing. This actually kind of reminds me of like music in anime in some anime, like in Full Metal Alchemist, that tends to be recycled. You know, like for certain moods rather than specific moments. So this is like the Dr. Watts does something dumb song. I mean, he certainly acts that way sometimes. Oh crap! That can't be good. Ah, do something! Don't stand there, help me! This was not in the job description! Let's see. A really good idea. She should be okay. She's not new to this anymore. But she's never done it by herself before. I'm fine. I'm not a child. Ah! River! I love this part. It can get annoying, just control-wise, but, I've ridden horses before. I personally don't see how it could be therapeutic or cathartic or whatever, but, again, different things work for different people. Yeah. Okay, so this is actually one thing that makes me, like, there's a couple of parts of, like, this that I think actually... Like, can you imagine if a LucasArts point-and-click adventure game did this? So I think I have to run through all of them. Thanks! Ow. Let's see... Bum, 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 bum. Right. Yeah. Oh, I think I noticed that last time, but I like it was just the horse. Like, and not the whole horse. Crap. Alright. Where's the other two? Sometimes, you know, even though I vastly prefer these memory orb hunting to most of the like point-and-click adventure games. Oh, there we go. Sometimes it does get kind of annoying. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. Prepare. Bum ba da bum ba da bum ba da bum 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 bum. There we go. Bum 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 bum. Activate the memento. It's funny because despite all the comparisons to the narrative, like justifiable comparisons to the narrative structure of Memento and Inception, tonally it's like way more Eternal Sunshine. So we reach a consensus on the results. How happy is the blameless Vestal's lot, the world forgetting by the world forgot, eternal sunshine of the spotless mind, each prayer accepted and each hope resigned. I think that I'm not sure about the last line. It's been a while since I recited that particular one. So I actually don't think I think this is only true for autistic women. It could have saved you a lot of trouble, but also it could have made things worse. You know, this is something that my dad told me once, that like some people didn't want me to get seek a diagnosis because they didn't want this to this part to like be this identity to be a part of me, or like I don't know, they didn't want me to be hindered by knowing I had autism, which is understandable but wrong. I'm actually really glad that I was diagnosed because I was because it's, you know, at least having a name for this thing, you know, especially if you're growing up as a kid and you don't understand like why you're so different from everyone. Growing up, you know, just having a name for it, you know, is a big deal. Anyway, Tony Atwood again. He like, you Google Tony Atwood and you'll find out he's like not. I don't know if he's. I actually don't know whether like how much like what he actually read about, like whether it's good or not, because a lot of like writing about autistic people is like research, like trying to quote cure us when we really want rights and not research. Anyway, unmarried and without any other current legal affiliation. Again, she's not like. I can see how both people would be like I can understand the miscommunication there, but she's not. She's just like, she's just like, are you a River heard are you a couple as like a purely pragmatic thing, you know? If someone said, do you love each other, or do you, you know, like asked more explicitly about the underlying assumption to couple, that would be, sorry, she would probably give a different answer. And you, sir? I love how she says just yes and no, like even in situations where it feels overly formal, because in her mind she's very like yeah or not, like those things can be open to misinterpretation, and yes and no are very, you know, again, clear and obvious and blunt, but not mean, because I want to keep romanticizing it without considering how my romanticizing it makes her feel. Coin therapy. I don't actually know if how good that is. It might be. Again, my autistic experience is not the autistic experience. Yeah. Told you so. Let's see. And just to make sure the name Tony Atwood sticks in your head, they make it a note. Mm-hmm. You know, it's funny. I actually don't normally get bothered by ticking clocks, because everyone has, you know, those, you know, like no autistic person has all the problems with all the noises and stuff. But this particular ticking clock actually does kind of bother me. I mean, it's a good policy to have. Again, like you want. Again, even pragmatically, you want people. Actually, what does the note say? Something River can't stand. I mean, yeah, it's and I also think it's actually cool interesting how River is the one who's like trying not to make a big fuss, you know, and she, even though I think she's well within her rights to ask, but I know personally I actually don't generally like asking for accommodations a lot of times, because it just feels like I don't want to inconvenience people. For a second I felt like it froze up there. It's not. Where's the last memory orb? I feel like I keep thinking that bags it for some reason. I already looked at that one. Wait, that's the same. Are those the same handbag? Yeah, it looks like it. Because again, there's like a temporal, like they link space and time in this game in a way that I find really interesting. Let's see. I don't remember having a lot of trouble on this part. Finding one. Which one is it? Oh, there we go. I thought I clicked on that. I guess not. Let's see. There is a kind of ritualization towards these mementos that I like. You know, like it feels like you know, you have to get all the orbs and prepare them, and then you jump. And so like the build up to the new area, the new memory is worth it. That being said, sometimes it can be pretty annoying. Oh yeah, so this is a far jump. Okay, we're getting pretty close to probably about, I think we're about like halfway through the game. I don't know. I know, I can't believe he was paid to see this crap in theater. No, you idiot. Look, we leaped. So now he's a youngin'. What a loser. Yeah. I mean, I go to the theater all the time, and I am a loser, so I'm by myself. Actually, I don't usually go to movie theaters by myself. The last one I went to was Parasite. That was actually the first movie I like paid to see. Like used my own money to pay to see in theaters, and wow, it's so good. I actually want to rewatch it because it's been a long time. What is QED? I need to look that up. I've heard it, you know, thrown around. I mean, obviously I've seen those lines in this game a lot, but I can't remember what exactly it is. Sorry. I ain't talking to no emo teenager. Grammar, my dear Watson. So yeah, you can delete all these people. I personally find it pretty fun, and I generally do it when I play this, but, you know, I want to keep this video at a somewhat manageable length. They will with your kin, I see. Oof. Let's see. Well, there's nothing here. Hate to say it, but I guess I have to nag something out of him again. You can relate to the emo teenager. Oh, I like River. I love River. She's awesome. So basically, she didn't know he was there, and again, I can understand why Johnny was like thought she stood him up, but I can also understand because they don't. You don't know this at this point in the story, but she actually agreed to go there. It wasn't just so she's like, I agreed to go there. I came, you know, and people don't generally talk to each other while they're in the movie theaters. I mean, I do. I generally will whisper stuff to whoever, like my parents' ears or whatever. But sorry. But I can also, yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Again, I love it. Like her eyes constantly darting around and stuff. What's wrong? Oh, come on, Johnny. Anyway. You don't want to watch the movie together anymore? Of course I do. I don't think there's any malice there, obviously, but I also don't think he understands how much that feeling that way sucks. You feel wrong. So a ride's waiting for us in there. The platypus again. I keep thinking of Phineas and Ferb when I see this platypus, obviously. I think it was a thing when this game came out. But it probably was just, platypuses are weird. You know. Huh. Thought I clicked on the middle one first. Guess the game didn't register it that way. I think this platypus is growing on me. Mostly for convenience, but hey. Platypuses are kind of cool, honestly. They are very strange. Come on. I keep thinking of that line from the what's her face in Wolfenstein 2. I haven't actually played it. I'm playing through New Order right now, but I've seen Chris Franklin's video on it. Anyway, what could possibly happen in a scenario she doesn't know? Okay, this is actually I actually can identify with this feeling. This is one thing I've talked about before. Is like I've been told, and I've sometimes noticed women sending signals to me that said that they liked me or whatever. Or like sometimes people have told me that they noticed that from other people, but I don't notice that, even though I would probably be interested. The problem is the normative role, like what's supposed to be, and what it still is in most scenarios is like the man asks the woman out, and yes, anyway. Even though that's a social construct, but anyway. So yeah, we'll kind of get into not just about dating, but broader social stuff in a bit. Or yells at me, "Don't be a little wuss," or says yes but really means no. Psh, quit worrying. Who would do that? River would not do that. I mean, I can understand people saying yes but really mean no. River would just tell you no. An encyclopedia. Dude, don't panic. Yeah, you tell him. Okay. Hey, what are you? Hello. Hello? Can you hear me? Yes? Why don't you... Never mind. That's a cool platypus you got there. Ironic. If you've played the game or seen my last series on it, you'll know that it's ironic that he's telling her that book about platypuses, platypeople. I think that's great. And Neil's like, hey, you want to get lighthouses? Huh? There are exactly 16 second-order Fresnel lens lighthouses in the country left. 9 of them are coastal. 1 of them was modified. It's interesting how she's using. So why she said specifically. I just thought about this. I actually generally don't like to use estimates. Like rounding up, especially. I mean, unless it's like way more convenient. Like I wouldn't say about 10 or 10. I would just say 9. Anyway, modified from a historic kerosene lamp lighthouse. Oh, is that what you were reading about? Say, you want to go catch a movie together sometime? I don't know. It's okay, I'll give you time to consider it. I can't. Why? There's no date or time. Oh, how about this Saturday at 8? Well? She's thinking about it, I think. I don't know why she's not saying anything. Yeah, but I think the system froze. Yes. Oh, great. Never mind. Guess we'll work out the details later. I'll just... Yeah. Again, ironically, that feels more... I think it's partly because he's doing the thing where the... Of course, because... Anyway, he's doing the... he doesn't know how to leave. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah. Come on, Neil. There's a reason I like you. I like characters I see myself in. That's why I don't like you as much as River, but I still like you. Think what are you doing in there, dude? What, I asked her out? No, that was pathetic. Yes, John is right. I know, it would have still been better than what you did. I don't know, there's something about Nicholas that I just like. So did she throw an encyclopedia in your face? And so... Suddenly I feel loved. I don't know why, there's something about this line that I just loved. Leonardo da Vinci trained by drawing eggs. Barrels are like very big eggs. Therefore you will all be very big Da Vincis. I find that argument highly illogical. Oh, come on, it's fun. Yeah, practice makes perfect. It's one of those things where it's like, logically I know, but like, it's hard to get myself to believe it on an emotional level. I love this part. I have actually been in certain classes, I have been the student that the teachers would have to make sure that nobody else had the answer before asking me, you know. Or why don't you answer it? I know you know the answer. We're waiting, River. I also can understand why she feel put on the spot. He made sail on August 3rd of 1492 from the Spanish city of Palos de la Frontera, which was founded in 1322 and granted to Alvar Perez de Guzman, who's in... Yeah. I only asked for the date. But see, was that so hard? This is something that I realized, you know, this game made me realize this about myself. It's like, yeah, I actually do have an easy... I definitely don't have photographic memory. But I do have really good rote memory. I mean, there's a reason I can memorize poems and lines in stories very well. Met a traveler from an antique land who said, too vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert near them on the sand, have shrunk a shattered visage lies whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command, till that its sculptor welder's passions red, which yet survives stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear, my name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare. The lone and level sand stretch far away. I knew in booyah! Oh man, I was never a super physically athletic person. So okay, I'm gonna have to go on a bit of a tangent here, coming up. Other than Sia, this is one of the main reasons I decided to take another look at this game. This is a scene I didn't think about much before, but it's funny because River's sitting situation was actually very similar to the way I sat. You know, I just generally found a table in like the far corner and sat there. Sometimes someone would join me, sometimes they wouldn't. And okay, so I actually got a high school superlative for Mr. Congeniality. So apparently, apparently I was the nicest person in my class or whatever. And nicest boy. Anyway. But I actually just realized maybe this shouldn't be binary gendered. But that's an issue for another time, and someone who knows more about the issue than me should solve that. There was this weird thing where like I was like legitimately surprised. Like I was like, I didn't know enough people knew my name to vote for, like, to even vote for me and for senior superlatives, much less like being a nice person. And one of the reasons I thought that is because like I kept like I was just a lot of times just sitting there alone with people, or not with people, you know, sitting there alone or with someone else, or you know, reading or watching something on my phone or Chromebook, you know, school Chromebook or whatever, you know, and there's this like I've been trying to build up a greater sense of self-esteem and self-confidence recently. And part of that was like realizing that, like coming to like I have this. Okay, so there's this dissonance when you know that people see enough people again liked you and thought you were nice to vote for you as being a nice person, but also like I barely ever talked with anyone in my classes, and like I was talking to I had this big like emotional moment with my parents where I was like I can't reconcile this. I can't. And they said that they saw people, you know, talk to me. Like they said they saw people talk to me, like go up to talk to me, you know, like made it clear they want to talk to me, and I would always like say a word, like one word answer and then walk away, and that obviously sent the signal to them that I didn't want to talk, and I kind of didn't, but it wasn't like I wasn't interested. It was okay. So in all the things that I was taught, in all the ways I was taught about neurotypicals, the way they think, the way I can understand them more, and all of that, they never told me what, like they told me what to do to make neurotypicals not dislike me, but they never told me what to do to if they liked it. Like I didn't know what to do. Like I like in my mind, just nobody was ever gonna come up to me and say hi and want to be my friend. So I was like, I had this feeling of like I vaguely remember incidents like what happened, you know, and like what my parents described, and I have this like I'm like I was legitimately scared. I was legitimately, because from my perspective, I feel like I'm always walking around a minefield. Like I'm always trying not to like make people uncomfortable or make, again, that's one reason why I don't like asking for accommodations very much. And so I just had it, like I actually had forgotten about me getting that superlative for a while, because I was just like so like committed to in incel culture, which I was never a part of, thank God, but they talk about this idea of the black pill, you know, the idea that you're never gonna have fulfilling relationships, and thus you're never gonna be happy. And I accepted the former, but not the latter. You know, I was like, yeah, screw it. You know, but I do really long for like romantic connection, and like now I'm like thinking back to like how many times are people talking about me like this when I was over here, and I would have totally been happy, but like we were working off of two different modes of interaction. Like I don't know. It's I don't know. Like again, it's this like it sucks when this bad things happens, and it's like it's not my fault because I don't know what to do in these scenarios, but it's also clearly not the people who are talking to me. It wasn't their fault either. It's like I don't know. Does that make any sense at all? Because this is just something I don't know. I felt like was interesting, and like because when there's safety in defeatism. You know, there's safety in like I'm never gonna have a romantic relationship, so I'll just talk to women as friends and never never try to go further, even if there's someone who I would like to go further with. And so there's this like so. Acknowledging that while opening a lot of good possibilities, acknowledging the fact that I might actually have a romantic relationship, acknowledging that is certainly freeing and empowering, and but it also is, it's also very it's also again like admitting that means admitting that there were maybe people who liked me in high school, or like either romantically or as a friend or whatever, and just didn't feel like they could talk to me, because when they talked to me, I was like, I wasn't willing to trust myself. I wasn't trained to trust myself. I was trained to follow these ways of how neurotypicals behaved, and so I just like, and so like, so whenever someone broke with that, because I'm not natural I'm not naturally like this but I've been trained again to focus on what not to do rather than what nobody told me what to do if someone approached me anyway. Yeah. Anyway, that's why he didn't want to be called neurotypical, even though that is what he is. Oh boy, I'm sure that River would say just shy. It makes it sound so trivial, doesn't it? To be fair, I don't like the way he's talking about her again. It's overly. Well, they'll explicitly call it out later. Well, one thing I keep thinking of is a quote from Wanda Sykes, which wasn't about neurodivergence versus neurotypicals, but I think for it's here. We're different, but we're equal. I don't want. She doesn't want to be not autistic. That's what's brilliant. None of her angst comes from being autistic. It's not a curse. But the problem is that she doesn't there's no bridge. No one's trying to meet her. Nobody knows how to talk to her, and she doesn't know how to talk to anybody else. Anyway. She wants to fit in like everyone else, but again, she doesn't want to be like everyone else. She just wants to be treated as another person. Anyway, there's a lot here. Sorry, this is like my version of the stuff from I did similar tangents in my previous To the Moon series. Exactly. Seriously. Ugh. Well, I hope no one was talking about me like this behind cafeterias. I mean, I generally don't like the everyone's unique in some way thing, because it is kind of true. Like, everyone's different, everyone's interesting, yeah, seriously. Yeah. AHSAB, AHSAB. All high schoolers are, yeah. That's not exactly my experience, but then again, I didn't interact with a lot of high schoolers. Yeah, so they call him back. So this is what he told her about. No, she wasn't holding a grudge. Yes, it is. But I still need the one. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes friendships change. I don't know. That's still not gonna stop me from sending this video to a lot of my old high school friends. So swimming, they swam right out the window. Sounds about right. Oh. Should I even... Kame. Oh, for one, let's sake. Kame. Hey! Not cool, Eva. You never cork blork someone in the middle of a Kamehameha. Is that my third? That's at least my third Good Place reference. Good Place swears are so convenient because they don't feel cheap, but they also don't offend people. I don't feel weird when I don't feel annoyed that I can't say what I want to say and I have to hide it behind obvious language. But I also again, I also can't hide that anyway. Yeah. Oy. This is one of the longest videos I've ever done, especially with sustain. I mean, I've done longer save videos, but those didn't have as much talking, and those were just me recording my playthrough. These weren't actually supposed to be anyone. Like, those weren't actually made for anyone, basically. Bunk bed. Growing up so fast. So, I'll just get it on the table. You know, as much as I dislike Johnny, at least in some of them, like that speech that they get with the at the table, you know, like that's one reason I really don't like him. But the wait, hold on. What were they? Cucumbers, okay. But the mom is so much worse. I'm just gonna be honest. The mom's a terrible parent. Like, and not in the Colin Trevorrow, like, everyone, like, not spend any mom who doesn't spend 100% of the time with her kids deserves what's coming to her type, you know. I told you I'd be talking about some pretty messed up stuff, because Colin Trevorrow has a very weird problem with women. Anyway, but the where's the last? Anyway, okay, you got one for sitting on the couch. But like, and they like, she's just like, seriously, like, this is abusive, like, emotionally, or it's gonna have some negative effect on his like, anyway. So, you know, I love this moment coming up, because you're like, oh, you know, again, you're in the routine, you're doing a lot of the stuff, you know, you're doing the mementos, and then wait for it. Again, I love it because it fades out and it looks like it's gonna fade back in, but it said they pop in, and it's like, wait, what? Eva? What the heck is that? Yeah, I'm not swearing as much in this video because I want this to stay monetized. I'll donate all the proceeds to the ASAN if this ever gets monetized. And also just because I want this to be watched by a much broader variety of people, so my normal potty mouth won't suffice. So everything's all broken and glitchy and stuff. La puta. What does that mean? The memories together for construction. Stream malfunction within the machine's ADG. Again, I thought that fix was foolproof for another half a year. I think the maintenance department people are actually in Finding Paradise. Oh, I actually am getting like really itchy to go back and revisit that, because I've played this game so many times. I've only played Finding Paradise once, and that was like 3 years ago. It doesn't mean as much to me personally, just because it wasn't like, this is the representation I really wanted, but I remember liking it, you know, a great deal anyway. All right, but I ain't telling him about this. Well, it wasn't anyone's fault. Bum 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 bum. Well, I guess this is it. Nothing we can do here. Ready to finalize before activation? Ladies first. I was actually looking forward to it. Again, he actually is way more invested in this than he again, like, he says he never met a woman with it before, and she says, yeah, technically you never have, and yeah, that's true. But I mean, come on, you're gonna form a You're like literally going back and experiencing these people's whole lives. Of course, you're gonna form a parasocial relationship with them. Let's see, don't disturb them. They might not wake easily, but they need the concentration. Oh, I keep feeling like insecure about whether or not I've explained things well enough. I was thinking about what I talked about with me being really quiet in certain scenarios and really talkative in other scenarios when I'm more comfortable. And I'm like, did I not explain that and well enough? And I think I did, but anyway. If you're confused about anything I say, like I would be happy to clarify. Just shoot me a DM on Twitter or whatever. Let me know in the comments below. I don't know. That'll have to be enough. All that's left to do is linking your registered desire to go to the moon to your early memories. Then we'll pull a switch and voila, you'll be on the moon in no time. I have a question. If you could make Lily disappear, that means you can alter this world. Then can you not simply make things happen and fulfill my wish here and now? That would work if this were your one true set of memories. What do you mean? What is this then? What am I? There's a copy, a canvas for us to work with, if you will. I mean, kind of. But he does seem to be pretty... it's actually interesting how you never actually talk to him. But... Come on, Neil. But he does seem to be sapient. Oh, read-only program. I actually just bought Read-Only Memories today, 2064, after getting it on the PS4 via PlayStation Plus and on itch.io through the bundle, the Racial Justice bundle. And I bought it again and I want to do a series on it, so read-only, and this reminded me of that. It's enough. Oh, don't be sent. But, yeah, exactly. Why are you... Doctor? Is that what I truly am? See, whenever you're doing, like, metacognition like that, you know, like, who am I? How do I know? Like, that kind of Descartes stuff, like, that's pretty telling, you know? That's pretty, that's pretty telling of sapience. All our night's work. So I think you only have to link them up, like, 2 at a time. I used to think you had to link them all up together. Okay, I love this because you pan back, and you're kind of looking at it from Eva's point of view, and then, bang, you come back and she's normal and he's ahead. What the? Just give me a warning first. What can I say? I like being ahead. I ask if that's a pun, but I'm afraid you say yes. Oh man, I would love to see Rutskarn from Spoiler Warning go on a pun off with Dr. Watts. I guess I could use the mouse and keyboard. I'll do that. I like it. I like using mouse and keyboard stuff in games like this because that means that means I can, like, point stuff out. Like, if I wanted to point out this stage of his life, you know, I could move the cursor over. Yeah. Let's see. Move it now, because they're still linked. And, let's see. Nom 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 nom. Come on, let the guy have some fun. It's not hurting anyone. Let's see. What's the common? The clock, okay. There we go. Again, it's kind of amazing how much like meaning and stuff they use with this super limited framework. Need to pull the switch? You know me, always ready. Right, let's see what souvenirs brought back from the moon. Not this time, hon. So I think it's uh wait, what? Yeah. Actually, I'm not sure if I've ever actually played this game all the way through before. Um, uh, I've certainly played I must have done it at least once. Again, like I know this game so well. How do I? Okay, right click goes back. That's good to know. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna click on him. Okay. Let's try Young Johnny. I actually can't remember which ones I chose to check last time, so sorry about that. Esteemed viewers, if I'm doing the same ones, but they're not. I mean, yeah, they're not just happening again. They're exactly the same. It's almost like there's something missing here. Almost like there's a big glitchy hole where his memories are. Oh, we already were here. Oh, okay. I actually don't know if I ever even tried that before. How could everything... Did they just start the same song over again? Last accessible memory. So we gotta go to this one. Wait, no, that's not it. Wait, is it? No, yeah, that is. I keep thinking the spawn points are another, like, part of his memories, another phase in his life. Move. Move. Bum 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 bum. Johnny? What a pleasant surprise. We don't get many visitors around here. Deja vu again. My name is Dr. Eva Rosaline, and this is... What? I'm not saying it twice. Dr. Neil Watts. Are you familiar with this? Yeah, okay. So it's the same thing. Why are you doing that to the poor guy? Come on. Well, so send the desire signal again. Transferred it successfully for sure. Any changes? Not even a hair. Oh boy. I feel like this part, you know, the part that's coming up is one of the most like jarring. Like is one of the things that people see as the biggest the biggest part of this game's tone problems. I personally don't agree just because it's kind of deliberate, you know, it's them just desperately trying anything. Okay, to the moon. Or no, is it just moon? I actually went and saw a version of... there was a thing called the Speakeasy Soiree in my town where they actually had a bunch of old silent films and they actually had a live jazz band playing She sees this as an opportunity. Anyway. Well, we might get to that. But and the reason I thought of that was because one of the games was a trip to one of the parts was a trip to the moon. It has a bit too much pretense for me. Je ne sais quoi. Again, I feel like some of this is like preemptively trying to move back, like fight back against criticisms or whatever. Responding, maybe not fight back. To the moon, darling. I also love that these are film strips. Oh, Henry. Dear Lord, I'm way too tired and hungry to be constructing movies. Guess I should go see if anything's changed with John. Sorry for making you sit through this, buddy. I'm actually kind of curious about what it would take to construct movies virtually. It's all the same. Out of the way. Oh. Why won't you just freaking freeze him? I don't know. Something here could work. So wait, Neil just like split? So what like is there I feel like that would be against company protocol. Then again, as we see later, Neil doesn't exactly have a ton of respect for company protocol. Wait a minute. This isn't a real change. This is, may I have your attention, please? As you know, I am a representative sent from NASA in all its glory. And I am here to tell you about it. Hit it, Timmy! Wow, that was terrible. But I digress. Anyway, I know that many of you are wondering, what chances do I have of doing something as awesome as adventuring in another realm? To inhale the sweetness of Venus. Inhaling the sweetness of Venus would kill you. Toxic atmosphere and all that. Anyway, to swim counterclockwise through the rings of... You also couldn't swim on the rings. Anyway, yeah, it's ridiculous. Or perhaps just chilling at the backside of the moon. Well, here at NASA, we believe that with enough will, everyone has the potential. It could be you, or perhaps you. But I don't want to go to the moon. Then you're in luck. Wait, what? Why not? Oh, why should I? I'm happy out here on Earth as it is. Well, don't you want to go there even a little bit? So he wants to go to the moon when he's old, but not when he's young. I wonder what's changed. No, why? Not even a tiny bit? No. Looks at him intently. Well, as an official NASA recruiter, I shall go over some facts about the moon. To start off, the moon is 4.5 billion years old. And did you know that its surface is about as big as Africa? It's true. In fact, if you try to bike around the moon, I actually think it's the size. I actually read once it's the size of Asia, but I might be wrong. And also, it takes 1.5247 seconds for light to travel to the moon from here. And if you drive a flying car, it takes 130 days. Random person. I knew that. Yeah, who asked you, random person? And last but not least, people who go to the moon get rich and famous. And we all know that rich plus famous equals groupies. So that concludes my presentation. Remember, NASA welcomes any of you, especially if you're a brunette. Well, what did you think? Yes, I probably wouldn't hire you, but I suppose it was blatant enough for this. Yeah, I suppose it was blatant enough for this rectangular lined basketball court. Are you gonna see if that worked? Of course. Be right back. Back. Report. Utter failure. Deuce. Hey, don't get discouraged. I'm sure there are still things to be done. Such as? Well, okay, I do love this little montage. Okay, this part is just like crass and manipulative, I'm just to be honest. But can you afford the Luna Trip Lottery? If you sell this house, you sure can. Diagnosis. Oh, you and your spouse. River's like, huh? Free pony rides in space! Oh, look, a wedding. Good for you. But here's the riddle. Can you guess where she'd go for the honeymoon? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. River? I love this one. Sorry. Ah! Dang damn it! Glass slippery! Johnny! John! What the cucumber? Whew! You know, this just isn't working. It's more than just not working, it's ridiculous! We're freaking professionals! I didn't sign up for the job to run around yelling at him like an idiot. You didn't? Of course Neil signed up so we could just yell at people and act like an idiot without repercussions. I would have brought coffee. I agree. You should have seen the movie I constructed earlier. What movie? Exactly. Anyway, as Relative's time is here, this just isn't going anywhere like this. Let's take a break till morning. Hopefully Johnny can hang on until then, yeah. Oh yeah, the guy's dying. Do have some calls to make. Let's see. Oh, this game looks so good. It's all saturated colors and it's beautiful. I love it. Doesn't make sense. Why did the machine have no effect? Johnny's registered wish was to go to the moon was successfully transferred, yet there wasn't even a trace of him wanting to go to the moon after the transfer. Unless a secondary condition for the desire was changed in the process. Only then would the same desire produce two different outcomes at two different points in time. There's no denying that River played an important role through it all. It's funny because River's a big character, and I obviously adore her and the way she's written and all that. But she's also kind of mysterious. Like I don't know. There's something about her that. Then again, it's from Johnny's perspective, and he doesn't really understand her. And yeah, anyway. So what exactly? She didn't do anything. It's not her fault. Ah, the sun's rising. Oh, so pretty. Again, birds. Birds are cool. If I had to list a favorite, like, animal group, like birds and mammals and reptiles and all that, like, birds would probably be it. I don't know. I think birds generally are cool. Then again, I'm not a super big animal person, so what do I know? Let's see. Ugh. I wonder if that was setting up something that will be revealed shortly. Or no, not revealed, but paid off, I should say. Remember these records? And why again was this information not made available to us? Or the medical doctor, for that matter? Where'd you get that coffee? Shh! Are you speaking with headquarters? Yes, I'll fill you in after. Now, shh! So I think we're supposed to go in here. I do kind of like the feeling of, what do I do? Like, because I feel like that's how she probably feels. Like, he's talking there. I don't really know what to do, so yeah. Those who shouldn't have stayed at late, but I should have watched them. Well, it's not an everyday circumstance. Let's see. I think these are interesting. It's interesting because this was released this was released 2 to 3 years after the financial crash. So so again, I'm curious as to why he and River didn't have one. Here's a shrine notice, yeah. I mean, eventually they gotta learn one way or another. I don't know. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean every way to learn is the best way, obviously, but yeah. Find a job in the city and live on, I suppose. Come back to visit every once in a while. Oh, hey. Before Johnny fell unconscious, he told me that you two would probably be coming soon. He said he probably wouldn't get the chance himself, but he said he wanted me to tell you thanks for him. So thank you. Let's see. What is it? Seems like our little Johnny here has some hidden records from the old days. Hidden records? Hidden medical records, to be exact. Apparently, during his youth, he was administered a large dose of enhanced beta blockers. And what look, they tend to have this little side effect on a curious thing called memories. Beta blockers? Johnny didn't have a heart condition, did he? Apparently not. Which leads me to wonder if the side effects were intended to be merely just that to begin with. And in such a large amount, its impact on his memories at the time of administration must have been significant. You think that's what kept us out of his earliest memories? Well, if it's not the machine, I'll tell you that. The machine, the maintenance department yelled at me for scolding them. So what now? I was just given the reconfiguration frequencies. That should get us past the blockers. And once we're in his childhood, it might finally be early enough to transfer his desire for it to work. Then what are we waiting for? Well, just one thing. Of course, there's always that one thing. In order to activate the new frequencies, we'll need a trigger. A trigger? Something that exists strongly in the bridging inaccessible memory. And we'll need to give it to John for him to stimulate his memory internally. Well, what do we know of that? We've only gotten a glimpse of his childhood memories. Remember what it smelled like? And even if we find a childhood photo or something, John's unconscious. Yeah, back to square one. Ugh. You know, this job hasn't been such a pain in the arse for me since Nora's case last year. Likewise. This is killing me. I'm going out to get some fresh air. Forgot my coffee. Beta blocker. I actually am curious about the notes. I never really look at them. It smells. Quit barging in and out of doors. The road, Khalifa, it smells. I know, it's your fault for running over it. What's going on? The children are still sleeping. She's like, wait. The last memory, the one we were stuck at. It was the same smell. What are you two talking about? The olfactory receptors are directly linked to... So, I don't know if this is true, but I have noticed that smells tend to be the most evocative for memories. Like, sometimes I'll smell something and I'm like, that reminds me of, like, a feeling I had as a kid, but I can't remember what exactly it was. What event caused me to feel that feeling? What? He means that smell is arguably the most effective sense for memory recall. We can use it as a stimulant to bridge his childhood memories. And the best part, even though Johnny is unconscious, he's still susceptible. I think I'm missing some vital contextual info on this whole thing. Yes, you are. Don't worry about it. Alright, this is good. This is awesome. I just need to go fetch a piece of the roadkill. I'll just... Wait, why should I fetch it? You're the one who ran over it. Exactly, I've already done my part. Oh, you miserable... Yeah. If it helps any, I have this pair of gloves you can borrow. I mean, to be fair, she's not the one who has to do this for a job. Not really disposable gloves. Well, that'll probably change after this. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, I smelled roadkill before. I do not envy Eva. Gross. Gross, gross, gross. There's the old deflated beach ball. Huh. Deja vu. Oh, the squirrels, I think. And the little free birds up there. Let's see. What do we got? At least we stopped smoking. Yeah, so at least we don't have to worry about it exploding. Yeah, that's what I was going to get. Anyway, I mean, I get it. Not everyone has played this game as much as not everyone could play this game probably with their eyes closed as I could. Where are you going? I'm gonna go. Gotta go take a leak outside. What a mess. The crash took everything up. Let's see. Here it is. And what was that? Pills. At first, it looks like a water bottle to me, but I could also see it being a pill bottle. They're both bottles, after all. Rip bottles them all. I actually haven't played Banjo-Tooie. I've just watched videos about it. Let's see. Why am I having Bruce's theme from Skyward Sword? Oh, I want to do a series on Skyward Sword. Oh, hey. Did you get the roadkill? I think you can actually not... Oh, I should have just not picked up the painkillers and seen... I mean, whatever. Great, go get it set up. I'll be right back. Neil? These painkillers, I think they are yours. Hey! May I ask why you are on them? I wasn't going to tell you, but... Oh, this is embarrassing. A few days ago, I walked through a concrete wall. You just walked into a wall like that? What can I say? I was in deep thought, TM. You know how deeply I think. These are some rather strong pills, Neil. And it was a rather strong concrete wall. 'Twas a match made in heaven, I say. Anyways, you got the roadkill, right? Let's hurry, John's dying back there. Neil? You aren't addicted, are you? This was before, I think this was before the opioid epidemic became, like, a big deal. I mean, it was obviously happening still. Let's see. Alright, here we go. So when we get to that exact point, I will send the signal. When I do, I want you to release the valve for about 3 seconds. Certainly. About time you showed up. Have you made sure the germs are sealed off? Fully sealed and filtered. Not like it mattered to a dead man. Yeah, but there are living people living in the house. Might be your last chance. Uh-oh. Luck's the last thing we need. We're professionals. Part of me, honestly, I think this part of the story is fine and interesting and makes the roadkill feel less like strange and arbitrary. Part of me is always also just like I just want to get to the best scene in the whole game. So we go back here. Nice of them to not make me have to pick it up again. I don't even need to prepare it either. So yeah, the general like flow of the game gets disrupted, and it never really stays the same. I think this little thing's causing us so much trouble. Just want to kick it into outer space. I mean, you can in this virtual world. Okay, now I just thought about Superman 64. You'll never find your friends in this virtual world. Anyway, sends the signal. Boom! Something's happening. Quick, send it again. What's going on? Uh-oh. Doctor, something's wrong. What? Take it over for me, Lily. This condition has been destabilized. Intake levels must be reconfigured. What's happening to this place? It's been destabilized. Get out. What? Get out of this memory now. What are you talking about? If the system doesn't destabilize too, then the shock might permanently damage whoever's in here. You gotta be kidding me. Why aren't you getting out then? I can't, Neil! If both of us get out under this state, all our work will be reset. And there won't be enough time to redo all we've done before Johnny. Oh, you frickin'... Don't pull that contrived crap on me! Is that a movie? And I mean, it's not. I mean, it's like the I'm not a Republic serial villain line from Watchmen. You're just being a moron. Then why are you being one too? Get the heck out of here. Screw that. If you're gone, they'll probably pair me up with Alistair. Do you know how badly he smells? Worse than the roadkill. Dang it, Neil. This is what I get rubbing your cheek through the entrance exams. I'm honestly surprised that she did that. Whew. I love how they somehow managed to make that like exchange funny despite the dire consequences. Here we go. He's remembering. I actually just thought of something interesting that I didn't think about before. We'll get to that later, though. Wait a minute. Yeah, and at the last Christmas party, you... Oh. Guess what? Your carrot cakes. Wait, Christmas party. Yeah, that's one of the minisodes, I think. I still have never played one of the minisodes. I really need to do that for this. I might do that, like, later. Like, soon. I don't know. You know how I did, right? Here goes nothing. We pan over. Nice little parallax effect. I love parallax scrolling, as I've mentioned before. Something just that's satisfying about that effect to me. Wow, I can't believe that worked. So we actually made it. But I'm not sure if we're going to like this place. Oh boy. What do you mean? It seems peaceful enough. Neil, did you notice something odd in Johnny's room earlier? Something that Jekyllstein might have pointed out? Or what? There was something strange in there. Did you not see it? I suppose not. Never mind. I just hope I'm wrong. Wow, that sounds fabulous. I know, right? You've got to take him there one day. It's like a zoo. Rosaline's clearly got her mind on something else. We thank you for your sacrifice, Roadkill. I hope. Oh, geez, look at the time. Oh. You were saying? Never mind that. Maybe I was wrong after all. I mean, this place, it's so peaceful. The only thing that exists in this memory that could do such a thing would be... Oh, she didn't even censor it. Need to go back now. I mean, it is serious. Just shut up and come. Blinky. Sorry. Yeah, this part's pretty. This was one of the most like depressing parts. Not just depressing, but like horrifying. Oh. You know, I'm gonna give Johnny's mom a lot of crap earlier, but nobody deserves this. Nobody like this is horrible. It's such a horrible accident. Whose heartbeat is that? Well, first of all, I'm getting telltale heart flashbacks. Second of all, is it Joey? Oh well, mild spoilers, I guess. I mean, here he didn't. Yeah, he was twin. Johnny slept in a bunk bed. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's why he was so annoyed by the mom calling him Joey. Yeah. Woof. That scene is like one of the most like horrifying things. Every time, I mean, again, I've seen it so many times, and it's still always like, oh my god, like I can't even. Ugh. So, so it's implied kind of that Johnny goes through something similar to what River. I mean, obviously not the same, but like he also gets his memory transformed to fit what his mom wants it to be. Kind of. Definitely not the same. Um. It's not that. Just watch Johnny. Name gonna be famous. Right? Oh. Gave it away. It is so true. It's not Joey's fault, but... And in some ways, I kind of am reminded of Edward and Alphonse Elric. I actually have, several twins in my family, some of whom have never even slept apart until I think college. So yeah. What? Oh, why did it give me the none of the memory links thing? Did that happen last time? Part of me feels like that happened last time. I can't remember though. You're at the very beginning, the root of everything. Kind of carnival, huh? Should I look around? How about we still speaking in the form of questions for an hour? Aw, you ruined it. I mean, scientifically they're fruits, but most people wouldn't refer to them as fruits. She's terrible. Like, how would you, like, how can you... Anyway. You're bluffing. Wacka what? For FPS per minute. How primitive. I have never tried using it with the keyboard and or gamepad for obvious reasons. Come on. Sometimes I still have trouble. Yeah, anyway. I don't know if I've ever actually played Whack-A-Mole. If I have, it's been... Okay, I just realized they all have different faces, and I love it. And they're all kind of like, except for the just straight up smiley one, they're all like faces that like kind of make them seem like jerks. Bum. Interesting how the music gets pitched up again. Welcome and behold the world's smallest Ferris wheel. Can we ride it? Absolutely not. Does it even work? Absolutely not. Someone just glued some chairs to a water wheel. Don't know, don't care. How can you not care? It's interesting. And this is conveniently exactly what the average parent is thought of as wanting their kids to be. Wait, what? No, back. Sorry, I'm not super talkative. I'm feeling the old analysis fatigue. Not as much, though. Partly because I just love this game. It just makes me feel... I am definitely with Johnny on this. Nah. I love it how he's just immediately like, yeah, screw it, screw her. I'm gonna go on my own way. Let's see. Oh, this is much more of my speed. Wow. Yep, stargazing. I like it. Very human activity. It happens to be it's in a weird amount of my favorite like parts of games. Night in the Woods has it. Some other games do too that I haven't. I'll talk about eventually. Oh. I just realized something that again I'll talk about when it happens. So we wandered off the trail and found a cool place. Yeah. Have you been watching Apocalypse Now, Neil? It's just an expression. You know, when I was a kid... Okay, so yeah, this is... Yeah? This is one of the rare, sincere moments we see between them. Oh, I've stayed up late all night once, and I hated it. So my conclusion, that's a story of how I started my caffeine addiction. You're terrible. I know. It's a shame, though. I talked about this in the last time, but this is an Eternal Sunshine idea. Yep. Mm-hmm. Right, because that totally sounded like a tiger. This is okay. I didn't think about this before. This is also like what I feel like my parents are describing. Like she's just like got like like I don't know what to do here. But she like doesn't want like she's fine with talking to him. So this is a reveal. This is the big reveal. And I call it a reveal, you know, as opposed to a twist. I can't remember if I've ever talked about this before. I think I have. Because a twist recontextualizes stuff that you've already seen. A reveal is a mystery. So this is like all the mysteries revealed. I'm sorry, I can't. There's just so much amazing stuff here, and I just want to feel it. So I'll talk if it's something makes me think of them. All right. There's so many lights in the sky. Yes. Oh, I did too. This is what, right? Only during the carnival. Not a fan of. Oh boy. Yeah. A lot of people, a lot of social interaction, a lot of noise. No, you still haven't told me your name yet. Okay then. I was never really made fun of in school very much. Partly because Partly because I'm a really tall guy, you know. But doesn't mean I still wasn't lonely anyway. Everyone in the world, nearly everyone's named John. Yeah, even in India. For bad reasons. Because colonialism. Anyway, I don't want to. I kind of agree with Johnny on some points. Like, but again, River's not saying she wants to literally be like everyone else. Just like she doesn't want to be the star. Like, you want to. I mean, the stars aren't all the same either. She doesn't want to be the stars. What she wants is to be treated. Yeah. I like that this game. You know, one of my friends, when I talked to him about this, he's talking about how he liked that it framed it as a complicated thing, like autism and autistic experiences, rather than just celebrating it. And I actually agree with him, because but again, it's showing it. Again, River is lonely, not because she's autistic, but because nobody knows really how to interact with her, and she doesn't know how to interact with them. And that's something, you know, like, that's something that maybe both people can learn to do. You know, neurotypicals and neuroatypicals should, I think, learn to work together and stuff. So, yeah. Anyway. Bestest constellation ever. You had that planned out in advance, didn't you, River? So she was trying to get him to remember this. This line always gets me. Never told anyone, but I've always thought there were lighthouses. Billions of lighthouses stuck at the far end of the sky. She's so lively up there, isn't it? They can see all the other lighthouses out there and they want to talk to them. But they can't because they're all too far apart to hear what the others are saying. All they can do is shine their lights from afar. So that's what they do. They shine their lights at the other lighthouses and at me. Why you? Because one day I'm going to befriend one of them. That bag, what's in it? Somebody's room from Whack-A-Mole. Oh, I know how that feels. I'm getting that weird anxiety that about not crying, not literally shedding tears, even though I feel like I want to cry. I'll put the link on screen somewhere. I made a whole video about my anxiety over that. Johnny? He gets my calling. Here. You know what? Keep it. It's yours. Mine? Yeah, I can always get another. Don't like to brag, but I'm totally the best at that game. Will you be here next year? Yep, will you? Oh, it's just so sweet and sincere, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Same time, yes. What if we forget or get lost? Then we can always regroup on the moon, silly. So when she died, he wanted to go back to he wanted to regroup right on the rabbit's tummy. And that's why she wanted, that because he forgot. That's why she wanted to make him remember. And there's the hacky sack that yeah. Yep. I didn't the first time I played this. But that's why the Cheese Fest is why I like it. Screw the contract. Yeah, this is the part that always makes me really mad at Eva. Even though she... Well, we'll get to that later. No, you are in here. I'm actually using arrow keys because I'm going to have to use them soon. Bum, bum, bum. Turn around. This looks like a Western standoff to me. I know what you are planning to do. I know that you know. Yeah, well, I know that you know that I... Look, our contract is extended to the moon. The only way for that to happen is John's motivated to do so. Yeah. Oh, like... This is why I always say live your life by principles but not rules. You know. But you are playing God. I mean, again, ordinarily, I don't like the idea of we know what's better for him than normal, but in this particular context, I do agree with Neil. Why doesn't she tell him what she's doing? Well, no, I guess they're on time constraints. Did you just... Fucking light data. So, I can't move through walls like I could in the last video. That was such a weird glitch. Gee, thanks for telling me. So they spawned right in front of me, wherever I am, looks like. Let's see. Yeah, she's got him in a catch-22. Zombie buzz. So he's got This is a. It's funny because we're gonna hear someone who got famous for singing in Plants vs Zombies. So this is why. So you've got Plants vs Zombies, I guess. I kind of. That's got to be a more deliberate reference because it's so specific. Okay, I love that. Like, oh, I'm safe. Oh, nope, it spawned right in front of me. Dagnabbit. You can't actually die here, but you can get annoyed and set back. How do I get rid of these things? Oh, there we go. No! I haven't had this much trouble in a while. Let's see. Oh, I should have made a John Mulaney assembly joke in when Neil was doing his whole ridiculous thing. We cleared the day for this random guy. Ew. Sometimes this sounds like Axiom Verge. He always says that right as I start to think that. I didn't realize I could still shoot him while I was in this. What the? This is another part that I feel like people focus on when they talk about tone problems, and I can see that. Okay, so don't go that way. So yeah, I can't move through any of these walls. Why could I the last time, though? Yeah, you get the idea. I'm gonna just avoid. I'm just gonna move back. Just gonna keep moving. This actually reminds me a lot of. This is the first time I'm playing this game after I played. What's it called? The Mirror Lied. So this kind of reminds me of that. Morpheus? What? It's Eva, you idiot. Listen, whatever you've been doing, stop it. Yeah. Here we are, back exactly to where a little bit further up the hallway, but in the last conversation we had. Neil's like, there's actually is kind of a. I was gonna make a joke and then say confrontation about now last we see each other, but there is kind of a, Javert. Jean Valjean thing going on between these two. One less thing you need to do. Still a melodrama. Because melodrama is amazing. Sorry, kid. It's already started. Notice how the names aren't there, or not above his. Olives. Well, at least he got his brother back. I hate this line. And it always. Anyway. Oh, this song is so good. It's so sad. Short steps, deep breaths. Everything is alright. Chin up, I can't step into the spotlight. She said, oh, she was just another face there. I didn't realize that. Without any words, I just stood there, searching for an answer. When this world is no more, the moon is all we'll see. I'll ask you to fly away with me until the stars all fall down. They empty from the sky, but I don't mind. If you're with me, then everything's alright. Why do my words always lose their meaning? What I feel, what I say, there's such a rift between them. He said, I can't really seem to read you. I just stood there, never know what I should do. When this world is no more, the moon is all we'll see. I'll ask you to fly away with me until the stars all fall down. They empty from the sky, but I don't mind. If you're with me, then everything's alright. If you're with me, then everything's alright. Probably butchered that, but I don't know. I always want to sing along when I use that. Cause I'm holy crap, my phone's on low battery. Should plug it in. NASA. Yeah. We're in NASA, or at least the version of NASA that Johnny constructed for himself. Yeah. I mean, I know what it's like to... Oh. It's kind of amazing how to the moon, how many different places it shows up in this game in different ways, you know. He wants to go to the moon, you know, to the moon being the book, to the moon being the movie, or at least a line in the movie that she constructs. But we actually haven't seen all of them. Ah. I love the line here. Oh wait, no, that's not it. No, this isn't it. Is there something back here? No. Well, what is this? Why does this room exist? It's the Mission Control Center. It's going down now, but you'll see it live one day. What? Let's just go. Okay, I kind of figured out what she was mad at, what she was hoping for. I remember it. Let's not, Neil. Let's not. Sorry, this is the line I was thinking of. I remember like feeling like it was pretty obvious what she was mad about not being there, but you're lucky you'll learn to hate it someday. But I'm curious if you Steam viewers can figure it out. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I hope so too. So I didn't show you the Steam viewers, but there's a thing downstairs that requires 4 memory orbs to proceed. You need to work on your communication skills. Whoa, yeah. Very top and bottom of the shuttle. You'd have to agree. Okay, now you're just leaning on the fourth wall here. I actually wonder if there is anything on, you know, I would guess they probably just made a sprite of the middle part and then hit it, you know. Let's see. Man, these are very fast for video game elevators because I don't think they're disguised loading screens. I wonder if the real NASA looks like this. Probably not. It's constructed in part with Johnny's beliefs, after all. Oh yes, a wiki of existing facts tainted by personal fairy tales. I mean, that's how you imagine facts. You know, you read them and then you create a story from them. To hear birds and see none. How poetical of you, as Malcolm Reynolds would say. All right, Neil. Thought there was a good chance. This is the break room. Stay with the mission specialist. Nice to meet you. So you're going to NASA, I guess. So he still met her in his brain, but now he really wants to go to the moon because he wants to meet her. Rate of time? I don't know. I'd recognize that orange hair anywhere. Riva, to have you on board. Hello, I'm John. And now the memories are complete. Phew. Yeah. So at least she's not a completely heartless monster. They kind of have a Spock and McCoy thing going on too. Of course, I was gonna mention Star Trek. I'm surprised I haven't brought up Barclay though, or Data. Actually, I'm curious about the Noted himself, apparently. Rather repetitive, but it's a good repetition. Actually, it's interesting because having repetitive feels like, you know, it feels like a routine. It feels like a routine that we autistic people like, generally. Not always, but yeah. I love this game. I just love it, esteemed viewers. I mean, I feel like I would like it even if it wasn't like the first truly great representation of autism that I had been craving but didn't know about. But it's just so good on its own, you know, and I mean, that seems to be the general consensus. So now they're older. Now they're like, yeah, middle-aged. It's kind of interesting how he still wanted to go to the moon even after River, showed. I guess he was probably like, she's here and I'm here and might as well, you know, which that sounded way more euphemistic than I intended. No, but like sorry. No, but like, you know, I already got into NASA, you know, might as well finish the job. Meh. Yeah. I can see the appeal of being an astronaut, but when I watched Gravity, which ironically Alfonso Cuarón actually did some Autism Speaks propaganda, and I just want him to apologize so I can watch Children of Men in peace. Yeah. Dr. Watts, right? Sure. Sappy cheese. There's not enough of it in this world. This is it. Let's begin. Let's finish this. Why? Why not? You're not gonna push me off the ledge again, aren't you? Probably. But the view's worth the odds. Come I love this game. I love this game. I know I keep saying that, but I really do love this game. Does so much with like RPG Maker and a bunch of pixel art, you know, and some amazing tunes and great writing. Looks like he's gonna die because one day I'm gonna befriend one of them. Ooh, sorry. We got the launch. Oh man, they decommissioned the space shuttle, didn't they? Yeah, I think they did. I think I remember when it happened. That was, I think, a couple years after this came out. Because I was in elementary school, yeah. Woo! Good job, birds. Making it go away. Making it away. I'm sorry. I'm like, my brain is, you know, it needs to recharge after this is done. Okay, I actually don't like this. Like, I like that. Just to be clear, I'm not saying they should have ended up together. In fact, the opposite. I like that their relationship is platonic, but I feel like they shouldn't have even had him do that because it just makes it weird. I don't know. A little moment, not a big deal. So then they get married later. And Joey's there too. I'm hearing the EKG. Is that what it is? The heart monitor. And it's destabilizing. Rest in peace, Johnny Wiles. See, Sia? This is how you should have done it! I actually like the catharsis that comes with crying, and I did feel like it's funny, like I feel more like, you know, this game is really sad, obviously there's a lot of it, but it's sad. Well, it's not just sad, but and the sad parts are like sad not in a draining, depressing way, but in a like way that makes you feel a lot of things, you know. And you know, I mean, part of me feels like I should be crying, and I don't know, maybe you just gotta have faith that I care, you know. To steal a line from Isabel. I love this. This game means so much to me, esteemed viewers, and yeah, and kudos to everyone involved here, Sephiroth Spawn. Yay, testers! You are the unsung heroes. So many good memories. I love this game. I love this game. Aww. I actually can't remember the last time I like broke down crying at media. And again, this game didn't do it. This game made me come close a lot. Well, actually, it was this game. That was, but yeah, it's almost never. I don't know. So you got a little post-credit scene. Before, they got the MCU movies made them like hugely popular. Also, you didn't need to sit through 500 people's visual effects names. Visual effects artist names. Here he is. Thanks. Off you go now. Still can't believe Johnny just willed the house to live like that. And he never would have had the house to give if River hadn't chosen. Yeah. Oh. They'll have a Viking funeral. It's never soon enough. Nice new ringtone. Hello, Eva here. We're on our way. New patient? Do you guys ever sleep? Like, seriously. Episode 1, To the Moon. Then there was the mini-sodes, then a bird story, then Fighting Paradise, and then Imposter Factory. Oh, I can't wait for Imposter Factory. Oh, I love this game. I think they go to the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, which is what I'll be donating the revenue from the ad revenue from this if this ever gets ad revenue. So yeah, thank you for watching, esteemed viewers. This game means a lot to me. I talked about calling this. I might actually make this a subtitle still, but See a Rant, 24601, because of course I love hand-fisted Les Mis references. And I do, this. I mean, there's a reason I chose to record this, right before Sia released her movie, but I don't want this to be. This isn't really. This is about, Sia's movie is so far removed from the autistic experience that I wanted to, celebrate and my own autistic experience while also talking about some of the issues, that the way we're treated by society has caused me. Anyway, so thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you have something to say, let me know in the comments. Love to hear your thoughts. Any questions, I'd love to answer. Ask me anything. Or if you want, you can DM me on Twitter, which there'll be a link to that below. Also to my Letterboxd page, where I will one day review the To the Moon movie if it ever comes out. Nexus.gg, where you can buy games and some of the money will go to me. Anyway, links to all those in the description. Sorry. This song is so good. Share the video again, please share this around. I really want this to make the odds. A lot of autistic people, including myself, are really hurting right now. So if you have an autistic friend especially if who hasn't heard of this game, maybe don't share this video, but share the game with them. Subscribe if you want to be notified when I do more of this kind of content. Alright, esteemed viewer, and ring the bell if you want to get actual phone notifications. Although I tend to upload sporadically, and sometimes I won't be very frequent. Sometimes I'll be very frequent. So if you don't want that, that's fine. Just don't ring the bell, or don't. I'm not your boss. Anyway, thank you for watching, esteemed viewers. I have been Jekyllstein Gray, and I'll see you in another video. Bye bye.